I was exposed to corn at only 8 years old, and it was one of the worst things that could have ever happened to me. And I guarantee you that every single one of you watching this right now has been affected by this. So I'm going to explain to you, like a kindergartner, how to quit this addiction. And by the end of this video, you are either going to never deal with this ever again, or it's going to be a lot less bad than it has been. So get your popcorn, take a seat, do whatever you need to do, because after you watch this, I promise you that you are going to fully know what you need to do. So this right here, this is you. And this mountain is you trying to quit your addiction. You don't know how. Every time you try to go up this mountain, you slide down, you quit, you give up, and you can never make it to the top, aka you can never actually quit the addiction that you have. This diagram right here represents pretty much everybody. Most of the kids that go to your school, the kids that you know, the people you're friends with, have experienced this problem, whether they admit to it or not. Whether it's once a week, once a month, once a year, it does not matter. I promise you that most people you know have gone through this, but they all fail to quit. And it lasts years of their life. Watching corn will last years of your life if you don't understand how to quit. That's why it's an addiction, and that's why you will always relapse if you do not find the solution. Now, to me, the solution is very simple, and I'll explain it like this. But one day, after you do the deed, you decide that you are going to completely stop. This is the last time you are ever going to do it, and you start trying to run up this hill. Now, you run up this hill, you're going up and up and up until eventually, let me draw this for you, the wind comes along. The wind is so strong that it completely blows you down the mountain, and you are not prepared. Now, what this wind can resemble is Instagram girls. Whenever you open the app of Instagram or a lot of other social medias, typically what you'll find is a bunch of girls that are half dressed that make you want to go and relapse. So the wind is the thing you were not prepared for. This thing on Instagram is what you were not prepared for. Apps like Instagram seem to be trying to do this to you, and I can guarantee you that because whenever I open the app, the first thing that I see when you click that little search bar is a ton of girls who are literally half dressed. And I can do it right now. I'll go on Instagram, I got my phone right here, and then I'll go on my little search feed. This is what it looks like at the top. I got like wrestlers, fighters, all that. Let's see how long. Oh, look right there. There is a girl. Now, what you could do is look at this and allow it to make you relapse or allow it to give you intrusive thoughts. But instead, you could click the three dots up there and click this button right here that says not interested. Now, most people are not willing to do that. But for me, if I don't want to see that, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click not interested, and I don't want to see those things because I specifically remember a time when I was sitting in school with some of my friends. We're at the lunch table, and then I go and look at my friend's phone, and the first thing that comes up on TikTok is a bunch of girls who are half naked doing these dances, right? And then he goes off TikTok, goes on the Instagram, same thing. Goes off that, goes on to Snapchat, goes on the Explore thing. It's the same thing. These apps get views by doing this because they know that they can take advantage of people like you and me or just any young guy who has felt to these addictions before. So now you're back to the bottom of the mountain. You're sitting here. You feel horrible about yourself because you said that you were going to quit and you didn't. And this is what most people go through. You say you're going to quit because you know it's bad. Maybe you have something against it. It could be a part of your religion or just something else. Maybe you want to be able to talk to people better, have conversations with girls, whatever the case may be. But now you're back at the bottom, even when you said that you were going to quit, and this is a problem. So now you've decided that you are finally going to quit for good, and you start climbing this mountain again. Everything is going good. You're not looking at Instagram because you know that got to you last time. You're not doing the things that made you fail last time until eventually you get intrusive thoughts. This is like ice under your feet. You don't have on the right shoes, you're climbing up the mountain, and then once again, you slide all the way to the bottom because of these intrusive thoughts. The intrusive thoughts are the ice. You were not prepared because you did not have the right equipment. You tried climbing the mountain, you say you're going to do it, but you have no plan. So now, you get wiped out, and you're all the way back at the bottom again. So now the question is, why were you having these intrusive thoughts? The simple answer is probably from some of your other addictions. So whether you were scrolling on Instagram or any of these social medias, even if you had clicked that not interested tab on one of the posts, I guarantee you that you've probably seen a girl doing some sort of dance that makes you want to go and do the thing. Or maybe you saw some girl just even in the face and she was just really attractive and it made you want to do the thing. So this all stems back to that. And that's something that you actually can't really control. At least if you don't break the habits that you have, like scrolling on social media or staying up late, because when you're up late in your bed and there's absolutely nothing to do, what do you think is going to happen? You're probably going to get on your phone like most people do, scroll on TikTok. I even do it sometimes because it's that quick dopamine hit. Everybody wants that sort of quick hit of hyper, like just achievement. That's what your brain feels whenever you scroll on social media. it actually rewards you. Your brain produces the chemical known as dopamine, and dopamine makes you feel good. So when you're sitting there in bed bored, this is going to make you feel good. So now you're in bed, you're getting that quick dopamine hit on TikTok or whatever, Instagram. Let's say it wasn't enough. So now what's something that you can do that will give you even more dopamine and make you feel even better? Subconsciously, without having to think about it, you're going to go straight to the hub, brother. What are you doing? This time, you still haven't given up, and it's time to try again, starting from the bottom of the mountain. So now this time, you get past the ice, and somehow you make it past the wind. You weren't prepared for this, but you just happened to do it. Maybe you weren't on Instagram that day, or maybe you didn't have any sort of intrusive thoughts. But then today, at the top of the mountain, you see some clouds. So now you can't see the top of the mountain. It's completely invisible. You're looking, it's all hazy. It's like you're in the woods, and you actually just forget why you're there. You forget the reason as to why you want to climb the mountain. You find no purpose in it. You think what you're doing is completely pointless, and what if there's wild animals up here? What if you get mauled by a bear? Who knows what's going to happen to you? So instead of getting blown down or getting absolutely shot down by anything up here, you decide that it's not worth it, and you're just going to turn around. So once again, you're about to reach the top. This is the farthest that you have made it so far, and you are all the way back at the bottom down here once again, and it's all starting to make sense now. So this is you back at the bottom of the mountain, and you feel like it's time to give up. There's no hope. You've tried countless times to get to the top and pass this mountain, get over the top completely, but you just can't. So it's time to give up. It's time to forget about all the reasoning, all the preparations. You're going back on Instagram, and you're actually indulging in it. And now your addiction has not only done one thing, it hasn't gone away, but it also has turned into a snowball and gotten worse because your attempt to stop or at least quit has actually resulted in the opposite action happening, meaning that now you go on Instagram, you try to look for those things. You go on TikTok, you try to look for those things. You sit in your bed, you stay up late at night, you play games, and you chase dopamine. So you don't have any delayed gratification. You want everything right now. You want to feel good right now because you feel so horrible that you couldn't quit in the first place. Now, this is where most of you are right now. You've tried quitting before and it's never worked, but now it's time to make a plan. I'm going to get you over this mountain starting now. So this is the first thing you want to do. First things first, you need something to defend against this ice right here. What are you going to do to defend against the ice? I'm writing with my left hand, so bear with me. This is code. So now right here, like last time, the ice was your intrusive thoughts and you weren't prepared. So what are you going to do? So as I showed you last time, the ice is the intrusive thoughts and you were not prepared. You did not have the right equipment for the job. So what you're going to do is get these spike boots that I drew right here. See these boots with the little spikes? Now, when you come across this ice right here, you're not going to slide because there's no reason to slide. You have these spikes and they're going to hold you stable. Now, for me, what it is to protect against these intrusive thoughts, it's setting a bedtime that's reasonable. So what you need to do is go to sleep at the same time every night. And this is going to set your circadian rhythm. It's going to help your health. It's going to help you in so many different ways. But most importantly, it's going to help you against this whole addiction right here. So by simply going to bed when you're tired, so ideally you want to wake up early too, so that way you get tired earlier. So let's say the time is 10 p.m. What you want to do is wake up at, let's say, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., whatever the time may be, depending on how much sleep you want to get. And because you woke up early, you're going to be tired around this time, but you're not going to have time to do anything else. You're not going to have time to lay around in your bed and I guess just get on your phone or anything. All you're going to have time to do is go to sleep. And you're going to want to go to sleep because you're tired. So now these boots are protecting you against this problem. That's one problem out the way. Now, as the wind is coming along, the analogy here is you got the wind. The wind is the Instagram girls. The Instagram girls are almost avoidable. Every single time you go on the app, you click that little search feed and you see girls in bikinis, you see girls in swimsuits, all these different clothes, and you literally can't escape it. So what you're going to do is get your ice pick right here. As you can see, he's holding you right here, and it's holding him, protecting him against the wind. He sticks it in the ground, and it's a solid base. He's able to keep himself from getting blown down the mountain once again. So what he has right here is the stick, but what you're going to do is actually delete the app. You need to delete Instagram or do the do not interested thing that I showed you earlier. If you do one of these things, this is going to completely block out that temptation, preparing you once more. So now you're halfway up the hill, but instead of getting knocked down this time, you've actually defended against it successfully one more time. So you are going up, and it's looking like you might actually make it, but the clouds are still here. A lot of you guys fall to temptation because of apps like Instagram. And a lot of people also make the excuse that you don't want to delete it because you have a lot of friends there, your family's on there, whatever the case may be. So you should at least take some precautionary measures. You can turn on, there's a new teen setting that they have where you can activate it for teens only, so that stuff won't come up for you. So now you're almost at the top of the mountain. The one thing blocking you is these clouds. You're forgetting the reason. You've done this. You've deleted the Instagram. You've got your spike boots to defend against the ice. You've helped with your intrusive thoughts. You've done all of these things. But the clouds are there and you don't know why you're doing it. So now what I need you to do is, first off, we're going to solve this problem. I'm going to write down the last thing that we need to climb over this mountain. But what I need you to do is think about, what is your reason why? What is watching corn holding you back from in your life? Because I guarantee you there's probably at least something that is happening. Let's say you can't talk to girls, you can't socialize, you're having less time with your family, and maybe you just have a dopamine addiction. You know that when you have a dopamine addiction, aka a corn addiction, because what corn really is you being addicted to dopamine. You're not addicted to watching two people go at it like this. That's not what you're addicted to. What you're addicted to is that quick hit of dopamine, the chemical that's released in your brain. That's what you really like. So what you need to do is get rid of that. Why? Well, when you have a dopamine addiction, everything in your life becomes a lot harder. What if you never find your dream life? What if you never take on those goals that you want to actually get the amount of money you want to make, or maybe go pro in a sport, whatever the case may be? Maybe you just want to get good grades. My reasoning as to why I would do any of this is because the less dopamine you have, the more that real life feels like real life. You'll notice that when you're addicted to your phone and you can't stop scrolling on TikTok and you stay up late, everything feels dull. You would think that the world got a lot more boring, when in reality, your brain got just desensitized to things that are actually fun. Like working out, going outside, playing a sport, whatever the case may be. Do that instead. Do things that are fun instead. Chase your dreams, chase your goals, try to make a lot of money, try to get good grades in school. Do all the things that will make you a higher value person, because that will never hurt you, when what it will do is distract you from the things that give you dopamine, like corn. And if you're not willing to do it for yourself, you should at least be willing to do it for someone around you. Let's say you have a brother, sister, mom, dad, family, whatever the case may be. You want to get your family a nice house one day. You want to make enough money to help your family one day, or at least be around them, get the ability to travel around with them. I don't know what you want to do. That is going to be the sun and the clouds. So your issue is that you don't know your why, and then the sun and the clouds is the thing that makes it possible. You can see the top of the mountain again, but the sun is the why. So why are you doing this? Maybe it's for your family, maybe it's for yourself, whoever the case may be. You need to quit this addiction. You need to climb this mountain. It's been your goal this entire time, and this sun right here is your why. Remember the reason you're doing it, and you will be able to do this. So now it's time. So now that you have climbed this entire mountain right here, you're about to reach the very, very top. You've made it past the ice, the wind, and everything behind you, and you finally know your why. So now it's time. All you really need left is just time. So you are going to make it to the top. You're going to get to the bottom of this side right here, but it will take time, and you need to track your progress. So now you're at the top of the mountain, and it's time to go down, but there's one more thing to remember. This whole process, the boots, the ice pick, the Instagram girls, the intrusive thoughts, the reason why, all of this can all actually happen in literally a week's time. You can break this addiction in less than 7 days, if you want me to be completely honest with you. And it seems like such a treacherous thing and such a long thing, but it really isn't. So now that you've done this, you're at the top, and you can celebrate, and you have now broken your addiction. So I hope this video has helped, and try it, because I promise you it's that easy. See you guys in the next one.